do you expect from your team? Are you expecting them to challenge for the title, or expecting them to be fighting relegation? Is it to now win a trophy? I'll be fair and go from the bottom of the Premier League table upwards. Only in that fairness. I won't talk about teams that won a trophy last season, because then that's another conversation. But in the fairness of the table, I'll start with Lyon and Tottenham.
All right. Obviously got a new manager in after the dismal league position that we found ourselves in last season. I think Thomas Frank, his remit is going to be finishing in the top 6, because I think top 4 is a step too far. We haven't spent money to compete at that level, and for it to be his first foray into the Champions League, it's going to be a steep learning curve for him. Managing the squad, managing a new bunch of players. I think the best we can really hope for is top 6 and competing respectively in I would say the FA Cup, the Champions League and the League Cup. We have to qualify for at least the next stage of the Champions League.
I don't think he'll finish higher than West Ham.
What, in the league?
No, I mean we're
West
all in the
Ham.
same. I just feel to myself that you lot are going to struggle with the fact you've got Europe, you've got a new manager. Maddison just done his ACL. You haven't done that many signings for me to tell and say, oh, you know what, you've changed enough. All right, he's got to come up. He's got to work out how to play in Europe. Work out how to deal with expectation. Because the moment you lose the Arsenal versus Tottenham game, it's going to be all of a sudden like, oh, you're the worst manager in the world. You lost by 4. Da 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 da. I'm not saying you're not going to win by 4, but do you know what I mean? It's one of those ones where it's like the media pressure was going to get to him. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% because I think he's a good manager, but I also do believe to myself that the expectations so you can get to the top 6. Like, do you know where you finished 17th?
Yeah, we finished 17th because of the manager that we had previously had abandoned the Premier League in order to go and win that trophy.
Do you think he was harshly treated in terms of being sacked, even though he delivered a trophy?
No.
Wow.
For me, I agree with his stance in prioritising the Europa League, but not giving up on the way that he managed the team in the Premier League was awful. You could see in certain games that we didn't have any plan to go and win the game. I don't believe, and I hear the point you're making, but West Ham is to me, they're going to struggle. I don't see us finishing that low. I think that with Thomas Frank, we have a big enough squad to deal with it. We had to deal with Europe last season, and we actually had a good run in the Cup as well. We had a good run in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, sorry.
Yeah, League Cup.
And we lost to you guys. Yeah. But to me, 17th is the issue.
No disrespect, you said we had a good run in Europe. You know, like, you've got countries like Latvia, that's in Europe, but it's not Spain, innit?
We didn't play anyone in Latvia. We didn't play anyone in Latvia.
No. If someone said...
Citrus, let me speak. No, name the 5 teams that you played, the last 5 teams
One
that
was
you
called
played.
the Lost Boys.
Brother, just let him name them. Let him name them. And let's see how many people know them. Go on.
Frankfurt.
Okay, 1.
Man United.
Yep, that's finals. Go on. Well done.
Yeah. Okay. You asked me to name them.
We got 3 more.
This isn't a bullying
You shouldn't
podcast.
be doing that. That's my point. You're in the UEFA Cup. You shouldn't be sitting there going, Frankfurt, Man United. I got the others. Lost Boys. I mean, because he said it. But Victor,
they called Lost Boys?
Victorious.
Young Boys.
Wasn't Young Boys.
No. But is it right to, because if Man United had won it, we'd have been saying only one. It's Man United.
Nope, I would have said the same thing.
But is it right to be demeaning Spurs winning that trophy because they won a trophy?
No,
don't matter who
no. It's
they
normal.
won a trophy.
But this is normal for teams to demean teams that have won a trophy. People will go, "Oh, Liverpool won the title and it was easy because no one challenged you." Is that your fault?
Because we was too good.
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
That's what people said.
But I'm not demeaning the fact that you don't won a trophy. I'm happy that Tottenham won a trophy. But I'm sitting there also saying to myself, like, the route that Citrus was just about to mention was the fact that you didn't play anyone. So who did you compete with to win the trophy? The 2 teams you just mentioned was Frankfurt and Man United. That was it. That's who you competed with to win the trophy.
Yeah, doesn't matter. The other teams took it out. They took each other out.
Tottenham had specific targets. They achieved one of the targets. Doesn't matter who they beat on the way. Because if they didn't beat those teams, you'd be like, well, how did
you not beat them?
Exactly.
That's the truth of it.
So at the end of the day, they achieved their target.
I think if Tamworth were in the FA Cup final and Liverpool beat them 7-0, People are going to be like, oh, you know, that was an easy final.
Yeah.
You won a trophy. Like, let's just call it for what
find
it
a
is.
stick to throw at you.
Right.
I'll give it an example. Man City done an FA Cup run. For the last few FA Cup runs, when they was winning it, all right, they only had to probably play a game in the final. They played pure of the Division 1s, Division 2s. I was like, how are you not getting this
underperforming teams in the
lucky
Premier
But no one cares
run?
because the trophy is still in their cabinet.
It's a trophy business.
It's a trophy in the cabinet.
It's a trophy business.
They beat,
So-
I think they beat Watford like 8-0 or something stupid like that in the
Yeah,
final.
I
It's
mean,
dumb.
it's like-
But like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they've won.
But for me to even be able to remember that, to say to you, I can remember their cup runs weren't great. They never had to go say, oh, they played Tottenham, Man U, Liverpool, Chelsea, and then they won the league. They never did that. They had to play all these Division 1 clubs, and then they won the FA Cup. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you was always going to make the luck of the draw. It is what it is.
See, for me, people ask this all the time. To get to a final, I don't care. Give me the hardest route, give me the easiest route. I'm taking the easiest route every single time. So if I have to play 8 these Mickey Mouse teams to get to a final and win it, I've won it. And people can say, oh, but you didn't play anyone. That's not my business.
But Jay, I
It
would
doesn't
say,
matter because, as I said, my target was to win it.
Win a trophy.
If other teams have beaten other teams on the way there, that's their business.
No. But see, this is the difference, and this is the problem why Citrus brought it up, although he's not said it. All right, the competition itself didn't have competition to begin with. So if you're going to sit there and put Liverpool in the Championship Cup, then I expect them to win it. Do you know what I mean? Don't go and put them in the champion. When Chelsea just won the UEFA Conference League, if they didn't win that, then I don't think you should be a club. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's ridiculous. You're playing teams that I've never ever heard of. They only played Real Betis in the freaking final, and Real Betis is nowhere near the levels
But
of
is that
Chelsea.
their standard though?
No, nowhere near their standards.
No, as in how Tottenham were, would you be surprised if they won the Champions League? Everyone would be. So their level is that level.
No, I wouldn't give them
At
that.
the moment,
they,
it is, though.
They made
At the
a
moment-
Champions League final.
At the mo-
I
but
don't,
that's how long ago?
I don't agree with that.
How long ago, though?
Tottenham are not. I mean, as an Arsenal fan as well, Tottenham are not at that Europa League level.
But how many
Like,
teams?
if you think, and the reason why I say that, if you think of the, I want to say 12. How many teams got knocked out of the Champions League at the league stage? Was it 16?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but they
Something
stopped that though, innit?
No, it's like
They don't drop them
18.
down.
It
No,
was like eight.
of the last. of
no,
the,
this
I think it was
season.
eight.
the one just gone.
It was 8
was it 8
teams.
that
It was
knocked
8
out?
teams, yeah.
8 teams. 8 teams.
Now, Tottenham were better than all those 8 teams.
100%.
So the point I'm trying to make is I'm glad that they've won a trophy because it puts pressure on my team. Do you know what I mean? We can't make noise with them
Who's your
because
team
they've got
who's your team again?
they've got a trophy we ain't got.
Journeyman.
However, the other side of the coin is as like the previous system where those 8 teams that dropped out of the
Champions League.
are now competition for the Europa League. But it's like, this is one competition, this is another competition. The irony is, if you then say we're champions of Europe, and then you think to yourself, rah, but you lost to the Reggae Boys, or the Young Boys, or whatever the
They wouldn't have been
team.
those 8 teams though.
What was that?
They wouldn't have been those 8 teams though. Those
They wouldn't
8
have been the 8 teams?
No, those 8 teams would have always been knocked out, regardless of the Champions League format. They would have
would've
been the
finished
bottom
bottom.
teams
They would've
of
finished
those
bottom.
groups.
Oh yeah, that's
It wouldn't
true.
have been those
It's the
teams.
next set of
It would have
teams.
been the second, the third, and the fourth.
Yeah, so when
Yes.
like teams like Man City,
Yeah.
who got beaten in that round because they played Real Madrid and they got beaten, would have then gone into Europa
Man
Cup.
United,
And-
Porto,
yeah.
But you lot are still
Betis.
missing.
They would have
you're
beaten.
You're missing my
No, but
point.
Betis is one of the teams that
You're missing my point. Those bottom 8 teams, right? I don't know who they are. Tottenham are better
Yeah,
than
that's
those teams. Do you get what I mean? So we cannot say Tottenham are a Europa team. Do you get what I mean? They
Oh,
are
'cause you're
better.
saying if they'd have
If you
fallen
was to
down
rank
into it,
them-
they'd have been above.
If you were to rank them,
I don't
Tottenham would
You know
be
what's going to
higher than them.
happen? You're going to find out. You're going to find out.
season.
Because they're in the Champions League now, yeah.
You're going
They're
to
in the
find
Champions
out.
League now,
You-
for real.
We're going to know whether we are capable of competing at that level or whether we are.
We already know you're not. Let's be real.
Well, let's see.
Just a factor
We'll
conversation.
see. We'll see. We'll see.